guys, this is YOD7 and friends, and we wanted to make this video to wish you guys a happy Father's Day. And we know that you guys have really influenced our lives dramatically, and we just had to make this video to show you how much you really care, how much we really love you, and just remind you of memories that we've had.
Okay, so one of the fondest memories I have about my dad was the time when I was 7, and we lived in San Bernardino, California, and I remember specifically we were going swimming, and it was my brother and I. We weren't supposed to go let go of the pool, the side of the pool. Our dad told us not to, and my brother dared me to, and I did so. And I remember just drowning pretty much. Like, I couldn't breathe in the water, and no one was around me, and being that young, I really thought I was going to die. And then a couple minutes later, probably less time than that, 2 or 3 minutes later, my dad jumped in the water and saved me. And that's physically, but my dad has done so much more spiritually, and I know that my dad's prayers is saving me. And so I'm really thankful for how hard my dad works to keep his family together. And I love, one of his favorite saying is I'm the house band, I'm the husband, I'm the house band of the family, and he truly did just that. And I honestly believe that you're the best dad in the world.
My dad, man, I remember this one day, me and my dad woke up super early because this old lady needed to remove this plant out of the front yard, and we woke up 5:30 in the morning. And it was funny because it wasn't, it wasn't weird or anything out of the ordinary for my dad and me to do something like that. But I remember that day especially. We were shoveling dirt, to get this plant out, and when we got to the base of the plant, it was in a tub, a porcelain tub, and mind you, my dad's 60 years old, so we get to the base of this tub, and then we spend all this time digging. So then we have to dig around the tub, and then we finally get it out, and then we have to yank it out. And just seeing my dad, 60 years old doing this, it just, it reminded me, just thinking about it reminded me how awesome my dad is. He just loves helping people. If you ever need to move, and my dad, you're gonna call my dad first, and he's gonna call me first because I'm, his youngest, well, his second to youngest. And I just love my dad, and I just love every opportunity that, I was able to help him. And, yeah, Dad, I love you, and I'll never forget, Obala's family motto, never give up, never surrender. And yeah, Dad, happy Father's Day. I love you, old man.
My dad, okay, I remember growing up, and he would get on his bicycle, and he would have to bring me and my brother somewhere. So my brother would get on the back 2 little pegs, and I would be sitting on a little middle bar, and he would pedal us miles, just 3 of us. That's one of the things, that's one of the memories that I hold really dear. And also, my dad would never, it doesn't matter how early he was leaving to work, he would always wake us up, me and my brother, recite Psalms 91, Matthew 6:23, and those morning devotions, they really started me off of the path of consistency and spirituality. So I just really appreciate it. I always appreciate my dad for those, and they're things I always remember. Thank you.
So I remember when me and all my sisters, we would have wash our hair days, and I remember all of us going up to our mom and telling our mom, we don't want Daddy to do our hair. We want you to straighten it. Because Daddy, he could straighten it, but he couldn't get it as straight as my mom. But I know he tried his best. And I also remember when my dad would teach me how to play basketball, and make breakfast burritos in the morning, and they were really good. And my dad, he's just so amazing. He's so spiritual. God is really first in his life, and he never really gets angry
or upset with us. He's always patient and kind. And God, I mean, you remind me of God, and you know, you make me want to be more like him. And I love you, Daddy, and happy Father's Day.
Daddy, well, from the time my dad worked all night when I was in kindergarten, but the next day was my kindergarten graduation, so he dragged himself out of bed and came. But of course, he was so tired from working all night trying to close this deal that he fell asleep. But I know from since that day that he was going to be my biggest cheerleader, my biggest fan in all things. He taught me how to drive, even though Mommy used to take me to drive when I was way younger. And he taught me how to drive legally. So he taught me how to ride my bike. He taught me how to read. He taught us how to use the hooked on phonics. He taught us how to play Scrabble and eat blueberry morning in the mornings and the night. And I remember always having fun with you, Dad. You always put family first, and you are always giving. And you taught us how to give and how to give our home, give of our home, give of what we have to help other people. And I want to thank you so much for being a father that taught us how to pray and how to worship. And you were always the priest of our home, and you did your job as a man, and you're the complete package as a father. And I thank you so much. Happy Father's Day, Daddy.
Hey Daddy, how you doing? I just want to say thank you for teaching me how to be a man, for like teaching me how to do stuff around the house, and just teaching me how to rollerblade, and just making me the type of man I am today. I have like a whole bunch of memories of us roller skating, going bicycling, and it's a whole bunch of fun memories. So I just appreciate it. Thank you.
The greatest memory of my dad that I have is us going fishing and spending time out there with one another, and teaching me patience, and being willing to just go be adventurous. And because of that, it's given me a desire to reach out for souls by learning how to fish. Now I've become a fisher of men, and I really appreciate you, Dad, for just spending time with me and Emilio. And I thank you. Love you.
One of the things that I always appreciate about my dad is that he was always there for us. My dad is such a supporter in the home. And one of my fondest memories is, us just sitting down watching the Bulls game, Jordan hitting the last one, shots, celebrating for what I have a lot of memories with my dad. And Dad, I just want to thank you for always being there. And
I'm never gonna forget the mornings where I would wake up early. We try to be out the house by 6, and we would go find this big empty lot, and then Dad would be like, okay, in the driver's seat, and then we start the car, make sure my foot is on the clutch, and then after that, he'd be like, all right, do small, slowly, lift your foot off the pedal, and I would go, and he'd be like, first gear, and I put it in, and then he'll say second gear, and I put it in, and then he'd say third gear, and it's like, and I'm like, Daddy! And Daddy never got impatient with me. He got scared when his car get messed up, but Daddy, I appreciate you for that moment and what you've grown so much closer together, and I've truly realized the love that you have for me and how much you're willing to take care and teach me, and I thank you for pushing me to be the best, and I pray that you really have a blessed day and that I bring you joy in doing this work that you support me so greatly in doing. I love you, Daddy.
Yes, I remember when you came home one day with this big old lump on your head, and I was, at first when I saw it, I was like, man, what happened to you? But when you told me the story of how you was working and something fell on your head or something like that, I was like, man, wow. And every time I see it, it reminds me of how much you work so hard to keep our family together, to help support us financially, help support us in our decisions and allowing us to go to school, and bringing 5 kids from Haiti and Bahamas to America and making us, and seeing where I am and where the rest of my brothers are today. I thank you so much. Happy Father's Day.
I have so many fond memories of me and my dad, but one of the greatest ones that I remember is always around Christmas time. We're putting up the Christmas tree, listening to the Temptations Christmas album, Christmas record, and singing along with the songs, Give Love. Okay, stop. But I love baking chocolate chip cookies with my daddy, our favorite type of cookies. And I just love you so much, Dad, and I appreciate everything that you do for myself, Samaya, and Jeffrey, and Mommy too. Just always being there for us and loving the family time together and things like that. Love you, Daddy.
Well, I have a lot of fond memories about my dad, and I really attribute who I am today to the parenting of my mother and my father. And one thing that I always talk about is how my dad and I, we spent a lot of time together when we were growing up. He would always come pick me up early Sunday mornings. Every weekend, we'd go somewhere. He'd take us out to eat, get me candy. And one thing I always appreciated about my dad is that we'd always see people who were in need. And my father, no matter what he had, what his situation was, he never let anyone pass him by who needed help. We always stopped to help. I remember even being in the car and we would make a U-turn to give a homeless person some change that he had in his car or something like that. But we always helped, and I know that is why I'm doing what I'm doing today. Daddy, it really is your influence on me that has helped me to grow in God, to be a Christian, to help other people now, and you can take joy in the service that I'm doing because I'm just trying to be like you. I love you, Daddy.
Alright, so now we have a song that we want to sing for you all, and it says Emily Mo. It's in the Tonga language and it comes from Zambia, Africa, and we just want you guys to keep working. We know all of our fathers work so hard to be good fathers, to be good husbands, to be just good men, good workers, and in all things we want you to keep working for God and continue to hold on to Him. Twily, twi, twily, twi, boomba, boomba, Emily Mo, Emily Mo, Hussein, twi, twily, twi, boomba, Emily Mo, Emily Mo, Hussein, no fathers, Emily Mo. Ichifu